It's Maya. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video today. As you can see by the title, this reading is all about what do you need to hear right now. So pretty much whenever you are finding this video, this is a timeless reading and we will see what spirit wants you to know right now. So it could be messages, advice, predictions, literally anything that they want to talk to you about. That's what we're going to be doing today. So it's very straightforward. And also, as you can tell, there are multiple groups. So this is one of those readings where you can watch as many as you would like because there are probably messages for you in more than one because each group will have a specific message. You know what I mean? So definitely keep that in mind when you are choosing your group so you can watch as many as you would like today. But yeah, it's really straightforward. We're just going to tap into spirit and see what they want to talk to you about today in your current energy. So there are 6 groups for you guys to choose from. Each group has a different tarot deck, different crystal, and has a different card that came out as I was shuffling. So there could be multiple ways for you to be drawn to your groups. You could be drawn to the crystal, you could be drawn to the back artwork or the front artwork, or you could be drawn to the actual card that came out as well. So definitely keep that in mind. And like I said, feel free to watch as many as you would like. Let me go ahead and show you all of your options up close one by one. Group 1, this is the Star Spinner Tarot. This is what the back looks like. And your crystal is this purple seer stone. And your card is the Page of Coins, which is the Page of Pentacles. Group 2, this is the Transient Light Tarot. This is what the back looks like. Your crystal is this Sodalite. And your card is the Hermit. Group 3, this is a black glow-in-the-dark traditional Rider-Waite tarot. This is what the back looks like. And your crystal is this white jade. And your card is the World. Group 4, this is the Landscapes Tarot. This is what the back looks like. And your crystal is this blue Caribbean calcite. And your card is the Two of Wands. Group 5, this is the Centennial Edition Borderless Rider-Waite Tarot. This is what the back looks like. And your crystal is this African Jade. And your card is the Four of Wands. Group 6, this is the Neoteric Feminine Tarot. This is what the back looks like. And your crystal is this Honey Calcite. And your random card is the Nine of Pentacles, with the keywords rewarded effort, success, achievement, independence, leisure, material security, and self-sufficiency. Okay, you guys, here are all of your options laid out for you side by side. Take all the time you need to choose your groups, and like I said, you can watch as many as you would like today. You can pause the video if you need more time. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with group number 1. Hey guys, if you chose this Page of Coins with the Star Spinner Tarot and this purple seer stone, this is your group. Hello, group number 1. Thank you guys so much for being here. And one thing I noticed right away is the initials for this deck is SS, and then the initials for the stone is also purple seer stone. So SS could be significant for some of you. Those could be somebody's initials, or the letter S repeating could be significant somehow. But I just wanted to mention that. I also was thinking for some of you, there could be something significant about like the street you live on, because when I was thinking about SS, I was thinking about a street sign. So I don't know if there's like an SS street sign somewhere around you, or like somehow your street is significant or important to you somehow, or like there is a specific street sign for some reason for some of you. I don't know. That was coming up, so I wanted to mention that. Okay, let me get whatever this is off my desk. So hello, group number 1. Thank you guys so much for being here. So like I mentioned in the intro, this reading is all about what does spirit want to tell you or talk to you about right now. It could be literally anything. So, you know, if this found you, I do think there is something you need to hear right now. So let's get right into it. Another thing I noticed about this deck, actually, you guys, this is the first time I'm using this deck. I just got it like yesterday. So, you know, this is my first time using it. This is the first group I'm ever using it for. So it's very interesting. The artwork is very interesting. They're all very pretty, like pastel colors, but this image of this woman here just really made me think of like 1920s flapper era, like showgirl era. Even the hair, I think that's probably what she is designed to be on this card, but I thought that was so cool and so interesting. So that could be significant for some of you, or like the Great Gatsby could be significant for some of you. But okay, so this is all about what does Spirit want you to hear right now. So there's no template, there's no breakdown. That's literally what we are doing. I'm going to start off with this deck here, and we're going to get your current energy. That way I kind of have, you know, a base to work with for group one's energy, and also that can be your way of knowing if this is your group or not. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Let's see what is group one's current energy, Spirit, for the group that chose the Star Spinner Tarot. I keep wanting to call it the Star Spangled Banner. As someone who grew up in America, that's the national anthem, and for some reason I keep wanting to say that instead of Star Spinner Tarot. I keep wanting to say the name of the national anthem, and I'm like, that's not what this deck is called. It's just that SS that's like kind of a tongue twister for me, I think. So let's see, what is group one's current energy? Group one that shows this page of coins. What is group one's current energy? Okay, got two together. We have the 8 of Pentacles with the number 71. We have the Queen of Wands. Oh, I love it. So that's the Queen. It says Oracle of Wands here, but that's the Queen of Wands. I'll get one more for group one's current energy. Okay. Oh, okay. I guess I'll take both. We have the 3 of Swords, and then we have the Apprentice of Cups. So this is the Page of Cups and the 3 of Swords. Okay, very specific energy for group number 1. You could have recently gone through some kind of a heartbreak with that 3 of Swords here, and I feel like you are calling your power back and you're gaining your confidence back. It's like somebody who recently went through something tough and you're finally like stepping out of the sadness. I think you can still be sad, you can still be hurting, and that's okay, but I think you are like changing the narrative for yourself, and you're kind of, you know, stepping into your power and calling your power back, calling your strength back to yourself. But I think whatever it was, yeah, I mean, this 3 of Swords is a very sad card. I hate to see animals in pain, but that bird looks very, very sad, and it does feel like you were knocked off of something, or something caught you by surprise for some of you, or for some of you, you just couldn't take it anymore. You know, whatever caused this pain, I do think something caused this pain in your life. But I love that we have the Queen of Wands, the 8 of Pentacles, and this Page of Cups, because it is showing me that you are rebuilding yourself again. You could even be changing yourself, you know, like rebranding yourself and kind of emerging as a new version of who you are. Or for some of you, it's like you're finally feeling like yourself again after a long time. It does feel like this pain, this whatever heartbreak this is, it is a blessing in disguise. I feel like for a lot of you, especially if this was about a relationship or just something that you were emotionally invested in, it does feel like you lost sight of who you really are, you know, during this period in your life. And I think that after a long time of like having your identity almost stripped away from you, it feels like there's this very empowering energy for group 1 that you're like, I am becoming myself again, you know, after a long period of not knowing who I am, or having that taken away from me, having my independence or my control or even my free will taken away from me. You know, that's how that's coming through. There is this sense of like an innocence. I almost feel like there is this death and rebirth energy with that Page of Cups here. It's like you're really shedding the old version of yourself, and you're emerging as this new innocent being in a way. But obviously you have all of the wisdom and the knowledge and all of the things that you've learned from the past, but it feels like you have not let this heartbreak or this sadness make you cold. like make you a cold-hearted person. You're not allowing this to ruin the way you view people or the way you view the world, the way you view yourself. It feels like somebody could have easily experienced this and become very cold-hearted and very distant and really like removing themselves from society and all these things, right? But it feels like there's this newfound innocence within you, and you're like, you know what, I'm not gonna let this define how I view my life, or I'm not going to let this take away from the beauty and from the good that is really around me in my life. So it feels like you're having a very positive energy coming out of whatever this is, which is very, very nice. I do want to mention, so this is 71, 34, 52, 46. These could be significant ages, significant numbers for some of you. And I love that we have the Queen of Wands, because even this butterfly, it's like that transformative energy. You're really emerging as this confident, self-secure, independent person who really knows exactly what they want. It really is giving 1920s flapper. I mean, they were so confident and they knew exactly what they were doing, and it's such a fun, lively era. So that like really feels similar to this Queen of Wands energy, because she's very confident, she's outgoing, she is fun and exciting, and she's so beautiful. And you know, it feels like you're really stepping into that new era of yourself, which is very nice. And for some of you, you could have kids, because you know, there's a little baby here. This feels like a little baby. There's like multiple beings on this card, so you could have kids, or yeah, like somebody that you are looking after, or somebody that depends on you. And I love that we have the Eight of Pentacles here, because it is showing me that like no matter what happened, you are emerging, and you are still, especially if you have to start over, it's like you're working on yourself, you're working on that foundation, you're building that foundation, especially if you have a family, or if you have kids, or you know, people that are depending on you. It's like you're really taking this and doing the most that you can with it. And I love that. I love this energy for you, Group 1. And the Eight of Pentacles here, it's really showing me that like you're not gonna let this knock you off, you know, like knock you off your game. I don't know why it's coming through like that, but this is an energy of building, of slowly but surely making progress. And I think that is your whole mentality right now. It's like, I'm going to seize this opportunity, I'm going to become the best version of myself, and I'm going to become the most independent version of myself as well, and being able to provide for yourself or for your kids, or really like planning out the future here and thinking about the long term from whatever this was that caused you pain. But I do, Group 1, I very strongly feel like Spirit is saying to you right now that this is a blessing in disguise. And I think that maybe in the moment, maybe in the times leading up to this heartbreak, and even maybe after, like it's tough, right? Pain is tough. It's not easy to deal with pain. You are a human being. But Spirit is saying like this was a long time overdue for some of you. Like you needed to have this wake-up call, or this realization to call your power back. And I feel like if you did not have this heartbreak, you would not have called your power back. Who knows how much longer you would have just like lived this inauthentic life. And that's what they're saying, that even though it's tough and it's like the worst thing that could have happened, it's actually the best thing that could have happened for you, because it is putting you on track. It is waking you up to the reality of your life and your situation, and it's literally the best thing that could have happened to you. So I feel like Spirit is giving you confirmation right now with this, that you are on the right path with whatever is happening, and you know, especially this pain and walking away from whatever caused you the pain, you are on the right path and gaining your power back, focusing on yourself, focusing on maybe your kids, you know, focusing on the future and leveling up from here. That is all, like that's what you're meant to be doing. And they're saying like, this is a confirmation for you that you are on the right path, that you made the right decisions, or all of this happened for a reason. So I love it. I love this energy, especially for this to be your current energy. It feels like you're already transitioning into the powerful. You know, we're stepping out of the pain and we're going into this powerful energy now. So 11:11 on the time as I'm reading these cards. So yeah, very nice. I think that, again, energy is a spectrum. For some of you, you could still be in this heartbreak, but you are slowly evolving into the Queen of Wands. Others of you, maybe you're already the Queen of Wands and you're already a little bit past the heartbreak. You know, like you could be anywhere on a spectrum here, and that's okay. I think as long as this energy resonates with what you are going through, what you are, you know, feeling and all these things. So I think as long as you can resonate on being at some part of the spectrum here, then this is your energy. But you know, obviously, if it doesn't fit, don't force it. Don't force that shoe to fit, girl. And if it's not your energy, choose a different group. But now, let's get into your cards. Let's see. Because I'm sure Spirit is going to build off of what we just talked about here. And I love it. I love it. I feel like you're dancing, you're having fun. Like, your energy is so exciting, you know, and it's like you can let your hair down. You can go out with the girls again. Like, you can just feel like yourself again, you know, and I really love that energy. So let's get into it, Spirit. What does group 1 need to hear right now? All right, first time using this deck. Let's see, what does group 1 need to hear right now? I also am hearing spirits saying, think about your kids, because if you have kids, they're saying that you need to protect your kids. You need to take care of them, and you need to remove your kids from any negative, toxic environment that they are in, or that they could have been in, or that they have been growing up in. You know, I think that if you do have kids, you need to prioritize them, and you need to think about them first. And especially if you're having a hard time deciding something, or you're like stuck about what you should do, Spirit is saying think about your kids, because not only are you putting yourself through this, but you're putting your kids through that. And you're an adult, right? Like, you have enough time to heal and to evolve into somebody else at some point in time. But your kids, like, especially if they're young, this is a very impressionable time in their life, and this could be trauma or sadness or pain that they carry for the rest of their life if they are continuing to be in this toxic environment. You know what I mean? So Spirit is saying, if you have kids, you need to think about them first. That's really important. Okay, let's see. What does group 1 need to hear right now? The Magician. I love it. I love it because it just feels so fun and exciting. And look, I love how this person here has that wand in their hand. That literally feels like that imagery of like taking your power back into your hand, taking that wand into your hand. I'm going to get all my cards and then I'll talk about it. Let's see. What does group 1 need to hear right now? Temperance. You already have 2 major arcana. You have the Ace of Chalices, which is the Ace of Cups. Wow, the World! Oh my god, I love it! You literally have the last card in Major Arcana, and then technically the Fool is the first card, but this is the new beginning here with that Magician. So you really have the ending, and then you have the beginning. So I think we're onto something when something is ending in your life, a chapter is ending. We have the 9 of Wands. Let me get one more card for group. What does group 1 need to hear right now? Okay, 2, that's fine. We have the King of Swords, and then we have the 9 of Coins. Oh my gosh. Let me see what the bottom of the deck card is, if it is relevant. 2 of Swords? Okay, that's fine. Okay, I love this energy, group 1. And for some of you, I mean, it's very possible, you know, I'll keep it out here. For some of you, it's very possible you're still debating on what I should do, because that 2 of Swords, you know, it really talks about being stuck. We're not sure what to do. So, I mean, if you are coming into this energy and you're still a little stuck or a little confused or hung up on somebody or some kind of a lifestyle, that's maybe causing you sadness and pain, I think Spirit is saying it's time to move on, girl. You know, like, it's time. And I know that's easier said than done, especially when I'm just relaying the cards and I'm not living your life. Like, it's easy for me to say that, but I think Spirit is saying it's time, you know, like it's time. So I actually love this energy because we have the World here and then we also have the Magician. So we see that you are meant to be ending this cycle. Whatever this is that's causing you pain, you know, this could be a person, this could be a household, this could be your environment somehow, this could be a job, this could be anything. I mean, anything could cause you pain and sadness and heartbreak, and whatever that is, I think it's time to close that cycle and close that chapter, because I think you've been giving it the benefit of the doubt for a very long time with the Nine of Wands here, and it's not getting better. And I think you've just been waiting. You're like, you know what, maybe if I stay patient, maybe if I work really hard, maybe if I do this and this, it will get better. But it's not, and it won't. And I think Spirit is trying to say to you, it's not going to get better. I'm being so real with you right now. And I think that you're about to hit a point. If you haven't already, I think a lot of you have, but I think you're going to hit a point that you're realizing, yeah, like, I can't. I'm incredibly burnt out. This is not the life I want to live. This is not for me. And it's not going to change. I think you're going to realize that. For some of you, maybe you've already realized it, but you're still kind of ignoring your intuition about it. But I love that the World is here, because whether you've already walked away from this and ended this cycle or this chapter in your life, or you're about to, Spirit is saying that is the right thing for you to do. Because then we have the Magician, and I love the Magician. It is all about taking your power back, you know, and the Magician wears a red cloak, which talks about personal power. And that's what we've been talking about this whole time. It's like you finally feeling like yourself again, taking your power back, taking your control back. And that's exactly what will happen when you walk away from it. Because when you're still in this chaotic situation, you're just sinking deeper and deeper into this black hole. But the moment you break free from that, that's when you're not in that hole anymore. And you realizing, oh my gosh, you know, like, there's so much I can do with my life. There's so much power that I have. There's so much control and independence that I could have. So I love that the Magician is here, because it is showing me like you really are ending something here and you are starting something new. I also think you're entering a healing era. Like, you're really going to be healing moving forward, and Spirit wants you to heal. They don't want you to just put a temporary band-aid on it and just call it a day and move on. That's not how it works, because unless you truly heal, you're just gonna repeat the same patterns, and that's how it kind of turns into this karmic situation, to where you're just repeating the same things over and over again and you're not learning anything from it. Because when you learn, that's when you put an end to it, and then you're officially done with that chapter of your life or that cycle, and you start something new. So I do sense with Temperance, there's a need for you to heal. And there's a need for you to go slowly. You know, there's no rush. There's no timeline. There's no time frame. There's no due date. And Spirit is saying that, like, healing is going to take a while and it's going to be different for everybody. But in order for you to truly evolve into this new version of yourself, you have to allow yourself to heal. And that's going to take some time, you know. So I do see, like, the cycle is ending with something here. You're starting a new chapter, taking that power back. But you're going to be healing during it, and that's okay. And don't rush your healing. Stay patient with yourself. Don't rush into anything else, you know, like, really take the time to figure out what you want to do next and create a plan. Don't just jump into something without thinking about it. And I just love that we have the Ace of Cups. You know, this is really showing me that you're finding happiness again. And I love that we have this bird out here twice. This bird here, it's hurt. It has a sword going through it. It's falling out of the sky. It's like traumatizing. But then here we see the bird. It almost is the same white bird that's flying on top, and it's soaring free, and it's loving life again, and it's happy again, and it's healing. And it just feels like you're finally finding emotional fulfillment that you haven't found in a very long time. And even on that first day, even on the first few days of after you walked away from something, you're gonna feel the weight of the world lifted off your shoulder, and you're gonna realize, wow, like, I am so happy I did that. You know, I'm so happy I finally saw the truth of the situation and I finally did it, because it's really gonna make you so happy almost instantly. Even if the healing takes a while, you can be happy and heal, you know, but I think the weight of the world is gonna be lifted off almost immediately. And we have the King of Swords, and then we have the Nine of Pentacles. This is literally this is Venus in Virgo. This is the most independent, self-sufficient, financially stable, happy, content, comfortable, abundant. Like, this is the epitome of that. And you cannot get more than this in a way when it comes to being on your own. So I think you're literally hitting like a new height when it comes to all of that I just explained with this Nine of Pentacles. And you're just gonna be so happy that you walked away. It feels like you were walking away, you know, it's like this burning building and you were just trying to stay in it as long as you could. But the moment you walk out of that and you realize that the world is not on fire and that it was just that situation that you kept yourself a part of, that's when you're going to realize, oh my God, I can do anything. I mean, I have no limits. Like, I have all of these, like, you know what I mean? Like, you're just realizing that you can do so much. You can follow every dream of yours. You can pursue whatever the heck you want to do and live life on your terms, within your own independence and your own comfort. And I think you're realizing that you can create the dream life that you've always lived because you walked away from something. And with this King of Swords, it is really just making you that much wiser. That way you're not going to get into a situation like this again in the future. And it's like you're really learning from it and you're really evolving from it as a human being. And it just feels like once you enter this new era, you could literally never go back to that step beneath you, because it feels like you're here, but once you are healing, you're raising your frequency and you're stepping into a different wavelength. So once you're in this wavelength, you literally quite physically cannot come back down. You know what I mean? And that's the energy that you are stepping into. And for some of you, this is confirmation, because Spirit is saying some of you are already in this, you're already doing it, and that's amazing, and keep going, because you will get to the best life that you want to live. And then for others of you, if you're just entering this energy, Spirit is saying you're on the right track, and just keep going. You know, you will see the light at the end of the tunnel as you move forward through this, but it's time, you know, it's time to walk away from something here. Okay, I love it. So let me just kind of end off with some advice here for group one. Advice for group one, please. Okay, taking a while, that's fine. Ooh, the initiation, rite of passage, crossing the threshold. Didn't I just say you will see the light at the end of the tunnel? And that looks like you're coming out of that dark cave, finally. Crossing the threshold, I love it. Boundaries, where do you need to establish better boundaries? Play, have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. I love that. And this is that 1920s baddie that you're turning into. Like, this is that confident energy that I saw in the very beginning that you are finally stepping back into. Obviously, you don't have to turn into a 1920s dancer, but you know what I mean? That's the vibe. That's the glitz and the glamour that I was seeing in the very beginning. In the near future, it's happening. For some of you, it could have already happened, but this coming out of that cave, it's happening very soon. And Spirit is saying, that's what I've been saying, that it is time. Ooh, it says no. So if there's anything that you were asking, or I don't know, anything, it says no. It says improving health. Okay, and then it says yes. I don't know what the no's and the yeses. Oh, I'll take this too. It says choose a new direction. So here is everything. Group number one. Thank you so much for letting me give you this reading, you guys. This is whatever you are meant to hear right now in this timeless reading. And keep in mind, I do offer private readings. If you want to have a more private one-on-one session with me, you can go ahead and book a reading with me. I do like one-on-ones where we can talk to each other, or I can send you a pre-recorded reading. So just email me and I'll send you all of the information about that. And I do have a Patreon if you're interested in exclusive content where the viewers get to suggest the monthly readings. There are like 30 plus readings on Patreon, so the link is in the description below. And all readings are also available for individual sale. If that's something you're interested in instead of subscribing, that's totally fine. I mean, you do what you want to do, okay? But if this is where I'm leaving you off, thank you so much for all of your support. Thank you so much for being here. And yeah, you guys take good care of yourself and like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye. Hey guys, if you chose this Hermit and the Transient Light Tarot with this Sodalite crystal, this is your group. Hello, group number 2. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm gonna set this right here. Thank you guys for all of your support. As I mentioned in the intro, this is all about whatever spirit wants to talk to you about right now. So this could be messages, advice, predictions, literally just anything that spirit wants you to hear in the present moment. It is a timeless reading whenever you are watching this. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. Not much more for me to explain. I do want to say though, I love this card. It is so cool. I love the candle, the flame, the light, the darkness behind the bee. Very cool. That is Virgo energy for the Hermit. Also, the month of September could be significant. Doesn't have to be, but yeah. Okay, so first I want to start off with an energy check. So I kind of know who I'm talking to here for group number 2. So we're going to go in with this deck for the energy check. And if that really does not sound like you, then definitely go ahead and check out a different group. But if the energy check does sound like you, then stick around and we will get into the deck after this. So let's quickly go ahead and see what is group 2's current energy. What is group 2's current energy? Group 2 that chose this Hermit with the Transient Light Tarot. What is group 2's current energy? Oopsies. We have the 7 of Wands with the number 28. That could be a significant age. That could also be a date. Also, an artist is coming through, like a painter or some kind of an artist, but like with paint or with colors in some way. What is group 2's current energy? 7 of Wands. 8 of Wands. Wow. I think that's the first time I'm having ascending numbers for an energy check. 7 and 8. So this is Sagittarius energy with the 8 of Wands. This is Mercury in Sagittarius. This is 7 of Wands is actually Leo energy. And this is Mars in Leo, I'm pretty sure. 7 of Pentacles, number 70. Okay. Group number 2. I really like your current energy. It feels like you're living a quiet life. You're kind of just focusing on yourself and you're kind of just doing your own thing. I think you're not really getting involved with like, hold on, my cat just jumped up on my other desk over here. Okay. Oopsies. Are you okay? Okay. Well, I hope she doesn't get on this desk. I have like a connecting desk and she is. Honey? She sees the flame. You can kind of see her shadow. I think as long as she doesn't ruin my flowers, I'm okay with it. Okay, I gotta work. So thankful that you came to say hi. Maybe for some of you, you have a cat. Maybe you have some kind of an animal that loves you. Maybe an animal that has passed away that loves you, that is saying hello to you. Maybe your animal, your pet wants you to go give him a big hug. Oh my gosh, she is totally sitting here. You want to sit here? I guess that's fine. I guess that's fine as long as you don't knock things over. Her tail is whipping everything. Anyway, I guess she can sit there as long as she doesn't cause a mess. Okay, what was I saying? Yes, it feels like you're just living a very quiet and simple life, which kind of makes sense with the hermit. Like you're not really, um, you're not really like I I don't want this to come off in a bad way because this feels very nice. This feels like you're protecting your energy, you're just taking care of yourself, you're focusing on your own stability, your own happiness, your own life. You could even be traveling and just like doing things that you want to do and living life on your terms. So that is really, really nice. And it just feels like you could have okay. Okay, honey. Okay, time for you to get off. Come on. Time for you to get off, please. She is annoyed with me, I think because I'm working today and she wants me to hang out with her. Even though she's literally in my room all day when she's working. Okay, honey. Okay. Okay. Okay, 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 okay. Come on. You gotta go. You gotta go, Bubs. Nah, she's about to come after me for doing that. My flowers. Anyway, it just feels like, you're protecting yourself. You have like a small group of friends, or you're just really keeping to yourself, which actually feels very nice. It just feels like you're kind of detaching from the chaos of the world in a way and kind of just doing your own thing and like not really being a part of all of these energies around you. So it's coming through in a very nice way. Like it's in a very positive energy. I feel like you could be very happy as well because these are very positive. These are positive cards. This one, it's interesting though because the imagery is very positive. So I'm going to take it in a positive way. And it feels like maybe you had to work really hard to get to this happiness or to get to this peace of mind in your life right now. I definitely think you could have friends and like you still hang out with people or you're still like a part of society in some way, but it just feels like you really toned it back a lot. And you could actually be an empath as well because I see this energy when it comes to people that pick up on other people's energies and stuff, and sometimes it's better to just kind of be in a limiting circle when you're not picking up on all of everyone's energies around you. But this is very nice, and all this garden and like all of these have like a very positive like flower garden energy, which really feels like growing your own garden, sustaining yourself, nurturing yourself. And there's also a lot of creativity. You could have creative outlets in your life right now. You could also be going through some kind of like a healing or transformative period for some of you with that hermit. Or it's like you recently went through this transformation and you've evolved into a more authentic version of yourself, which is very nice to see. But yeah, I love it. It just feels like a very simple, straightforward current energy. Somebody who's doing well, taking care of themselves, maybe recently moved for some of you. But it's like you're finding like-minded people, or you're like in a better energetic environment in some way, and I think you're just doing really well, and you could have worked pretty hard to get to this era or this stage in your life, especially if you've gone through a recent healing or a recent transformation. It's like you worked really hard to get here, and now it's just all about you. It feels like a you era, so that's very nice. So if that, and I do feel like, for some of you, or for everybody, these general readings, the current energy is always on a spectrum. So you could definitely be like on your way to this energy, and I think this would still be for you. You could already be in this energy as well, and this could still be for you because you're already here. But yeah, this is very nice, very simple, very straightforward. And it's interesting that there's so many birds on this Eight of Wands. So you could be like a part of some kind of a group in some way, or doing something as a part of a group that makes you happy, doing something with like-minded people that makes you happy, or finally like finding your crowd for some of you, finding your people in some, oh my god, in some way. But yeah, just really taking care of yourself, nurturing yourself. Whoa, that's interesting. I split the deck and we have the scissors opened up twice. That is not a coincidence. And this is the Devil card, and it's snipping like a toxic ties to somebody, toxic connection, maybe your own toxicity, your own negativity or substance abuse, or something, right? Like we're cutting something that we were once connected to, and we see the scissors out here twice. So for a lot of you, you could definitely be cutting away negativity and cutting away things that just wasn't serving you, or a life that wasn't serving you, people, relationships, habits, and it's like now you're evolving into a more authentic version of yourself. So that's really crazy that we see scissors like that out here twice. Amethyst, the crystal amethyst could be significant. That's actually what my cat knocked over, was this little thing of amethyst that I have that sits on my desk. But yeah, you just feel like a free bird, and I love it. I really love this energy. So Spirit, what do you want to talk to group 2 about right now? What do you want group 2 to hear right now? Wow, look at that, artist. I was just saying that like you could be some kind of an artist, so maybe you make things with your hands, but we have the Apprentice of Vessels. So this is the Page of Cups. Keeper of Swords. There's that key. I love that. That is the Keeper? I don't know. This is either the King or Queen of Swords. What do you want group 2 to hear right now? Another apprentice of Swords. You could definitely be like starting new things, new hobbies, new something. I mean, you're doing something new. You could even be taking a new course or starting some kind of new studies, really like learning about something new. And it's interesting, I got that artist where like the painter or like somebody that's using a lot of colors, like working with your hands. Maybe you're picking up some kind of a new hobby or something that makes you very emotionally satisfied. And I think because you are aligning to this laid back, chill, go with the flow, like this more like relaxed, authentic version of yourself, I think you're able to really like take part in little things that make you happy. So like cooking, painting, sculpting, learning new things. I feel like, especially with the apprentice coming out twice, this is like the student, you know? So this is like somebody who's really learning and trying new things, and you're in a better space emotionally, energetically, mentally, to like learn new things. And it really feels like you hit like a reset on your life recently, and now you're just kind of starting over and just doing things that make you happy, and you're just in this like new, completely new energy in life, and I just love that. But it's interesting, we have 3 court cards. What do you want group 3 to hear, or group 2 to hear right now? We have the Ace of Coins, yeah, and that gate. Even that, this gate with that, it immediately feels like a new opportunity has presented itself to you, or is going to be presenting itself to you very soon. This could lead to a new home, or some kind of like unlocking a new era with that key and that door. Like a new lifestyle, a new home, new environment, maybe new school, new studies, new friends. Yeah, lots of opportunities presenting itself to you because you're finally in a better place in life. Group 2, like just energetically, you're in a better place. So now you're attracting better things into your life, or just a more authentic version of yourself. What do you want group 2 to hear right now? Oops. 3 Wands and Temperance. You have so many wands out, and Wands is a very passionate, exciting energy because it's fire, you know? So we have Aries out here, we have Leo, we have Sagittarius again with Temperance. And it feels like, and then there's more Wands. That's the Knight of Wands, bottom of the deck. It really feels like you're finally in such a good place in your life, group 2. And, or maybe you've been in here for a while and Spirit is just giving you the confirmation, like, yeah, like you're in the right space, you're doing the right things. I think you have peace, you know, you found peace of mind. I think you found emotional fulfillment, and you're just doing you on an everyday basis. And I think you have created the life that you want to be living instead of life doing whatever it wants to you. You know, I do think that you're happy every day because you are enjoying what life is giving back to you, because you chose all these things and you're doing what you want to do, and it makes you very happy. And I do think you have a sense of freedom that you maybe haven't had before, or for some of you it's like this newfound freedom that you have, and it's really opening up new opportunities for you. There could be something about distance, like maybe if you like moved or something like that, it's opening up new opportunities for you as well, because the 3 of Wands, and even with that 8 of Wands, it does feel like some kind of distance, like a environmental distance in some way, especially with this as well. Like some of you could have moved recently and now you're living in a better place, you're in a more harmonious energy than you were before. But it does feel like you're finally like curious about things, you're learning new things, you have time, you have freedom. Maybe like your schedule has cleared up somehow, so now you can do more things that you enjoy doing. And it just feels very stress-free, very relaxing. And I love it. I love this. And honestly, so far, I feel like the collective has had very positive messages. So that's really nice to see and to hear. With this right here, for some of you, if you are planning on moving or planning on relocating in some way, you should do it. I think it would really benefit you in the long term to relocate. Or if you've been planning on it for a long time, Spirit is saying there's no time better than the present. Just go ahead and do it. And if you've already done it, then you're definitely aligned to where you're meant to be right now and what you're meant to be doing. But yeah, this is so specific to like studies, courses, new hobbies, new classes. Even this, I was saying, like maybe there's a group of people that you are doing things with, and maybe that has something to do with like a class you're a part of. Maybe you're reading a lot more, or just doing like low-key things. I do feel like this energy is like detaching from the internet or detaching from social media, and you're really living in the present. And that's what I was trying to say earlier. When you're detaching from like all the energies around you, like you could literally be off the grid or spending less time online, more time crafting things, more time reading, more time doing things in your immediate environment and like in your life, instead of like absorbing things on the internet and absorbing other people's lives and their own negativity. I think you've learned to embrace your own life and embrace what you can do in your own life, instead of like focusing on other people and their things and what they have and all these things. And I think because you've shifted your energy to you rather than other people, I think that's really helped, or it will help. You shifting your energy to you will really help you kind of live in this more authentic way and be much happier in life. Yeah, even that clip, the scissors that we saw earlier, that could even be like cutting off social media, cutting off people online, cutting off like, obviously maybe you still have internet because you're watching this, but it's like you're kind of like distancing yourself off from a world that doesn't really need you. That's kind of what it feels like. It feels like you're in your own little bubble, in your beautiful little bubble, and you're just doing your thing, and you realize that like you don't need to be a part of all this craziness that's happening in the external reality, because it doesn't interfere with your life, or it's actually making your life worse by you being a part of that. And I think you're just like totally like cut off the grid and just doing your own thing in your own space, creating your own happiness. And I love that for you. And I think if you're not doing that yet, I think this is Spirit saying to you, you need to do that. But that is how you're going to become this authentic version of yourself as well, if you're not already. I do feel like you're already in this. I will be honest, for group 2, it feels like you're already here, and Spirit is actually just giving you a confirmation that you did the right thing and you're on the right path, and to just continue, doing what makes you happy on an everyday basis. But yeah, it feels like for a lot of you, you're already here. You've already made some move, or you've already done this transition in some way. I love it. I think you should totally start a garden or like plant something if you haven't already, because I think it'll make you happy to like love and nurture something and grow something and attend to something every day. If it's not a physical garden, then maybe something else that you could be a part of every day and like spend time on it every day. But I think there is something like that that would make you really happy. Okay, that is everything I'm seeing, group 2. This is incredibly harmonious. I feel like so far this is the most like at peace energy that I've read so far today. So that is great. I'm very happy for you. If this really doesn't sound like you, then definitely check out a different group. For some of you, maybe you should get a pet, especially if you're kind of off the grid and doing your own thing. And my lovely cat wanted to make an appearance today. Her name is Cora, by the way, Korra. I named her after a Legend of Korra, which is like this cartoon that I love. Anyway, but maybe there's a pet in your life, or maybe you should get a pet, because it would be great to have a little companion with you as you're doing your things. Okay, so let's get some advice here for group number 2. Let's get some advice to end off this really, really nice reading. I love readings that like don't make me like anxious, because that's how I know like energetically you are also like in this very zen vibe, and I can feel it, and I love it. Because I mean, not all the time, but there's definitely groups that are a bit more chaotic and intense, and it kind of like makes me a little anxious or gets me riled up. But I feel like we could just have a cup of tea out in the garden, and it's like the sun is on my face and it's so relaxing, and I might just take a nap out here in the sun. Like, it just feels so nice. It says Pleiades, double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. I feel like you're kind of already doing that. Maybe you are a good inspiration to other people that want to better their life. Soul family, call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. I was talking about a group of people here. We were talking about like a class in some way, so that would also be a group of people. Now you literally have soul family. So yeah, maybe you really are meant to help people, or do something with the collective in some way, or teach people something, you know. Council of Light, divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realms. Literally, that is also a group of people. So maybe that's also that you're not alone. You know, we could also view it like that. Let's see, any other advice here for group number 2? Not the right time. Okay, if there's something you were trying to do, maybe give it a couple days, give it a little bit longer. Ooh, abundance. This literally feels like right time, right place. Even with divine orchestration, it feels like if something hasn't happened yet, it's because Spirit is saying it's not the right time, and that they have this planned out for you. So there is like divine intervention, divine timing that is all playing out, and it is leading you to like your ultimate abundance, but maybe it's just not on your time frame. And that's why they're saying to be patient. We have in the near future on the bottom of the deck. Ooh, take action. Okay. Ooh, and for some of you, it says let go, bottom of the deck. Maybe there is something you have to detach from with those clip scissors before you kind of enter this era, or for some of you, you're already here. I love this. I think maybe with this, Spirit is saying like it's going to happen. Something might happen, but maybe when you like you're not expecting it, or something like that. Or they're literally saying take action towards something soon. It's interesting, these kind of contradict each other, but I feel like, you know, take whatever works for you. But okay, group number 2, thank you so much for letting me give you this reading. Thank you for all of your support here on YouTube. Like I mentioned, well, actually, I have not mentioned for you, but I'm offering private readings. If you're interested in booking a one-on-one session with me, we can have a session where we're talking to each other over Zoom, or we can have a recorded session like this where I send you a reading back. Whatever it is, you can email me. My link is in the description below. Just let me know you're interested in booking a reading. And then I also have a Patreon if that's something you're interested in, where it's, you know, subscription based, but all the videos on there are also available for individual sale if that's something you're interested in. And the viewers on Patreon get to suggest the monthly readings. So yeah, check that out. There is so many readings on there. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. Take good care of yourself, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye. Hey guys, if you chose this world card on this is a black glow-in-the-dark Rider-Waite tarot with this white jade, this is your group. Hello, group number 3. Thank you guys so much for being here, and thank you for all of your support. Like I mentioned in the intro, this reading is all about what does Spirit want to talk to you about right now. So this could be messages, advice, predictions, literally just anything that Spirit wants you to know right now in your current energy. So let's just get right into it, you guys. I'm going to start off with an energy check, and that way I have a better idea of who I'm talking to, but also it can be your way of knowing if this is your group or not. If the energy check really does not sound like you, then definitely go ahead and check out a different group. Let's see, group 3's current energy. We have the Hierophant, the number 5, group 3's current energy. Whoa. Okay. My little flower got knocked out. Let's see. 7 of Swords with the number 56. I feel like for group 3, you're in your current energy. You could, I just heard like you're not feeding yourself a false narrative anymore. I don't know what that means. So I think because with this, and again with your Inter card being a major arcana, but the World being the very last card in the major arcana, it felt like you're really evolving into your most authentic self. And then it's interesting because then I saw this and I heard you're not feeding yourself a false narrative anymore about yourself or about your life. What is group 3's current energy? The Ace of Cups with the number 36. So you have 5, 56, and 36 coming out for the numbers here. With the Hierophant, we have Taurus energy. With the 7 of Swords, we have Aquarius. And then this Ace of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. And then here we actually have all the fixed signs. So Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, and Leo. So literally all 3 of these are fixed signs. You're just missing Leo here, which is here. It just feels like I'm gonna put this in a very like broad statement, and you can kind of interpret it however it fits your scenario, but it just feels like you're seeing the truth of the situation because you're not giving yourself a false narrative about something in your life. So this could be about your own life, like your own self, your own personality, the own way you're trying to live in this society. You know, it could be about your own style, or what makes you happy, what you like, what you don't like. Because maybe, you know, as an example, up until now you were kind of living in a way that society wants you to live, and you weren't really being authentic to what you want to do or how you want to live. And I think you were trying to convince yourself like, this is me, this is okay, like I like this. But I think in reality it was not what you liked, or maybe it really was not you, or not an authentic version of yourself. And I think you're stepping into this energy of like, I'm done living an inauthentic life. I'm going to be authentic to what I want and to who I am. And it's like, because of that, I do feel like you're having some kind of a perspective shift, and it's allowing you to view like all the wonderful, beautiful things around you. And also it's allowing you to view the wonderful, beautiful things about yourself. Because I think up until now, you could have tried to dismiss certain things about yourself or just pretended like it wasn't there, pretended like it didn't bother you, pretended like there was something wrong with you, and all these things, right? Because maybe our family wants us to be a certain way, maybe tradition wants us to be a certain way, society wants us to be a certain way, but it just wasn't you. Like, you were trying to put yourself into this mold for over the course of time. And I think you're realizing in your current energy, whenever you're watching this, that you don't want to be in that mold, and that you're not emotionally fulfilled by forcing this mold on you. And I think that you want to live a more authentic life. You want to be more emotionally fulfilled in life. And you're tired of like lying to yourself. You're tired of feeding yourself that false narrative because it's not who you are. So that could like literally branch off into so many scenarios, right? Like that could be, again, family expectations or traditions. That could be sexuality. That could be who we're dating. That could be our style, how we present ourselves to this world. It could literally be anything. It could be religion. It could be spirituality. It just feels like you're tired of showing up as an inauthentic version of yourself, and that is shifting within you, and now you are starting to become a more authentic version of yourself, and it's causing you to love yourself more, causing you to love life more, love people more. Like it's giving you that spark and that emotional fulfillment, to where in one scenario at some point in time maybe you saw sadness in that thing, but now you're viewing it in a happy way because you don't have to fight it anymore. You know what I mean? I think the number one scenario that I could give you is maybe like family traditions or expectations. And that could be for anything, right? Like say your family just wants you to do something and you just don't want to do that because it's not you. It doesn't make you happy. And maybe you try to live that for a while, and you just realize I can't live that way anymore. Like that's not me. And I think you are breaking away from that and finding yourself and being honest with yourself and being honest with your own needs, your own wants, your own satisfactions. And I think it's really causing you to love yourself and just love life and love all the beautiful little things in life that you once didn't notice or that you once overlooked because, you know, you were dismissing it in some way. And I think you're really like embracing your authentic self instead of running away and hiding from it. And I love it. I love that energy. It's a very specific energy. But and I also feel like you're realizing that like there's nothing wrong with you. There's never been anything wrong with you. I think that again, society or traditions or whatever like wants us to feel a certain way, wants us to be a certain way, and there's nothing wrong with you. There's never been anything wrong with you for wanting something different or just for being different. And I think you're finally maturing in a way to realize that you want to be authentic to yourself because there's nothing wrong with your authentic self. And I love that the world is here because that also shows us that you're really like ending some kind of a cycle in your life and stepping into a new cycle. And I think this is a very energetic transformation that you are going through. This could also be like distancing yourself from like friends, family, from people that were, you know, that were just not aligned with you. I think you're like kind of walking away from that and finding like-minded people and finding people that accept you for who you are, to where you don't have to change who you are as a person. But I love the way with the Hierophant. It's a very majestic energy. It's a very confident energy, but it's also this like sense of this higher power. It's like I realize my higher purpose, or I realize who I truly am, who my soul really is, what my soul is really longing for. It's like you just have this higher level understanding of your purpose here on earth and how you are meant to be and who you are authentically. It's like you're really realizing that. More than just a surface level kind of an energy. You're realizing that to your core, like this is who I am. Yeah, this really feels like walking on eggshells with all these swords like scattered around. It feels like this fox is trying to be so careful not to step on one, and that really feels like walking on eggshells. And I think you're realizing like that's just not the life you want to live. no matter what the scenario is, please interpret it to, you know, if it makes sense and it's your energy, but I'm using different examples, please interpret it to your own scenario. But that's what it feels like. It feels like you've just been walking on eggshells your whole life or for a very long time, and you're done with that, you know? And then you're stepping into this beautiful, majestic elephant with the candles and the palm trees, and this looks like a crown on top of the elephant's head, and it just feels like such a 360 difference. But it's all because you decided that you just can't live a certain way anymore. So I love that. That is what's coming through for the current energy. And I think that if, you know, it's a spectrum. So for some of you, if you're currently going through this and you're trying to figure out how to navigate out of it, then Spirit is saying like you need to break out of this and truly follow your intuition and follow your authentic needs and wants. And then for some of you, if you're already in this transformative journey, then Spirit is saying you're on the right path. Congratulations. Keep going, because you will evolve into your most authentic self that you've always wanted to be. And this is the way to get there. So yeah, if that really doesn't sound like you, then definitely check out a different group. Don't force anything to fit. So let's go in. This is the first time I'm using this deck in a very long time. And maybe that's like symbolic for some of you. So this was actually on display. I had a card. I had the 10 of Pentacles on display from this deck on my tarot shelf for, oh my God, like maybe like 8 months, like a very long time, maybe even a year. I don't even know, but I have not used this deck in a very, very long time. And literally when I took it off the shelf, I literally had to dust it off because there was like dust on the actual like back of the deck of the first card on top. And so maybe that's like metaphoric or symbolic for some of you of like taking something off a shelf or something that you put in the back burner for a very long time, something that's sitting there collecting dust. So anyway, I wanted to say that because it's my first time using this deck in a very long time. It's actually one of my favorite decks, and it does glow in the dark, and that's actually why the 10 of Pentacles was on display from this deck, because that's one of my favorite cards, and it glows in the dark. So I was like, what a cool little card. Okay, so let's see. For group 3 Spirit, what do you want them to hear right now? For group 3, what do you want them to hear right now? Queen of Wands. I love it. Taking your power back. But let me get all my cards out first. Let's see. What do you want them to hear right now? 6 of Swords. 1111 on the time. What do you want group 3 to hear right now? What a beautiful deck. I love it. I missed it. 10 of Wands. What do you want group 3 to hear right now? Yeah, 9 of Wands. What do you want group 3 to hear right now? Six of Cups in the reverse. Oh my. King of Pentacles in the reverse. Devil in the reverse. I'll take that. It definitely feels like something is definitely becoming too much. With this 10 of Wands here being clarified by that 9 of Wands and they came out together, it does feel like, or I guess it didn't come out together, but you know what I mean? It does feel like something is just becoming too much. Like you just can't do it anymore. You just can't pretend anymore. You just can't live this life anymore where it just feels like the weight of the world is on your shoulder. And whatever the scenario is, you guys, this is like, it's one of those energies where it could be 1,000,001 different scenarios. So just like fill in the blank, you know what I mean? Whatever the scenario is, it's becoming too heavy for you and you just can't do it anymore. And I think you're very, very close to this point of burnout. And I think that is almost like that transition. Like that is almost what like awakens that transition period within you, because you're just realizing like I just can't do this anymore. And you're also realizing like there must be a better life to live. You know what I mean? Like this cannot just be it. This cannot be my entire existence. And I think that's what kind of gets the gears turning within you, that like you do have a choice with whatever this is. Like you can change this. You can step away from something. You can do something to really change the situation. And I think that's what kind of helps you realize that, is whatever this like what is like the straw that broke the camel's back. That's what it feels like. Is there, yeah, it just feels like something is kind of collapsing around you, and that's when you realize you just can't hold it up anymore, you can't do it anymore. But I love that that is what starts this, because then we see the Six of Swords here, because that really shows me that there is a smooth transition. And I actually think that for a lot of you this would be a lot easier than you think it is. I think in your mind this scenario of whatever the transition is, it feels really tough, and it feels like it would be a lot harder than it is. And I think Spirit is really saying it would be a much easier transition. And a lot of that fear is in your head. A lot of that fear, like it would actually be easier. And I don't know what that means. So I don't know if that's because people would be accepting, you know, or if like you would just eventually have to like walk away from people, and that would be easier than you think it is. But whatever it is, I do see that the moment you realize that you just don't want to do it anymore, you're going to be able to have an easy way out. Um, and yeah, they're really saying to you like it's just tougher in your head. You just think it's bad, but it's not. Or it would be bad, but it's not. I love that the Queen of Swords was the first card that came out, because this again feels like standing your ground, setting boundaries, and not letting your emotions get in the way of what you want to do. Especially if you have like emotional ties to somebody, or emotional ties to like a place or something like that. It feels like you're being very strategic about what you're going to do next, and you're not, because I think you know that like if you allowed your emotions to get in the way, maybe you wouldn't make a clear decision, or you couldn't think about it clearly. And I think you realize that like I need to be logical about what I'm going to do next in order for me to make a good decision, and to like stand my ground, and to have my boundaries, and to really do what I want to do next, and to have that peaceful transition. I feel like you really have to step into that strategic energy. With the Devil in the reverse, I feel like once you start like accepting the truth of something, as in like this is who I really am, or I don't want to be hiding from this anymore, or I want to go do something else. I think that's that, because it's like, okay, how do I put this into words? It feels like when you accept what your heart is truly longing for, or like the true authentic version of yourself, like when you fully accept that, that's when you're leaving away or leaving behind that need to change. Because I think for the longest time, maybe you couldn't accept it, or you weren't happy with it, or there was some toxicity revolving around that situation. Because the devil is a very toxic and chaotic and unpleasant energy. We don't like it, you know? And I think that when you accept it, or when you detach from it, it's helping you see clearly, because then you're realizing that the alternative on what you thought was actually the right thing to do, that was actually the more toxic thing to do. Does that make sense? Because I feel like when you are accepting something, it's truly helping you detach from that little devil on your shoulder, or from the negativity that was within you this whole time. And you're realizing, I don't have to feel this way. I don't have to believe all these lies or all these things, because it's not true. I feel like it's giving you that sense of clarity that you haven't had in a long time, or ever. With the Six of Cups here, it does feel like this could have been happening for a very long time, because this really talks about like, this could talk about your childhood, this could talk about the past, this is talking about previous energy. So it's like either you've been in this burnt out energy for a while, as in like maybe your entire life for some of you, this could also talk about healing your inner child. And I think that makes more sense, because when you're realizing all these things, right, and you're accepting the truth of who you are, it's almost like you're healing that inner child. You're healing that part of you that had to suppress certain things, that had to hide away from certain things or lie about certain things. And it feels like you're really healing that and working through that, because you decided, I don't want to carry this burden around anymore, especially if you had to deal with it for a very long time. Because that makes a lot of sense with the devil in the reverse, because this talks about accepting and healing and detaching from that negativity or that false narrative. And it feels like it's actually going to heal you so much more than you think it will. But this is really turning you into like that most authentic version of yourself with that King of Pentacles, because this is a very sturdy, independent individual, somebody who is taking care of themselves, who is self-sufficient, who is self-secure. And I think once you kind of start this transformation, you're going to get to a point where like nobody can tell you differently, and nobody can take this away from you. Doesn't matter who they are, because this is you, this is your life, and it's you, it's your authentic self, and nobody can like tell you any different. I love it. I think that's everything I'm seeing. I think for this group, Spirit really just wants you to hear that like it's time to get rid of that false narrative, because it's just causing you more of a burden. And it's time to start healing that part of yourself and to have a smooth transition forward, to start a new life as this new authentic self. I think that is like the main message that they want to give you. And again, there could be so many scenarios here, so make it fit your scenario. But again, if this totally doesn't sound like you, I hope you clicked off earlier. But if you're still here and it still does not sound like you, then definitely check out a different group. For some of you, you could also be like seeking approval, and not that like you need approval, but I think you would want or like approval from, say, like family or your parents or friends or like people in your life that you love and that you've always looked up to. I think that could also be something that's stopping you from like truly being your authentic self, is like you're seeking this approval from somebody and you don't know if you're gonna get it. Okay, let me get some advice here for group number 3. Advice for group 3. Oopsies. My hands are really dry because it's really cold today. Well, it's been really cold recently because of the weather, and my hands are uber dry. Okay, advice for group 3, please. Oh my gosh. Advice for group 3. Trust the niggle. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? They could have just said trust your intuition. What is your intuition trying to tell you? But that's what I'm feeling. Like for a lot of you, you're realizing like, I just can't keep doing something anymore. The Great Gathering, it's all coming together. Intuitive hits Soul Tribe. Warrior Woman, have you answered your deepest calling? That looks just like the Queen of Swords. And this says, what is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? This is saying, have you answered your deepest calling? So I definitely think your intuition has been telling you about this, or trying to like talk to you about it. Or you've just known this for a very long time, and Spirit is saying, it's time to listen to that feeling. Advice for group 3. Yes, in a very positive manner. Helpful people. Ooh, you have the Great Gathering and helpful people. You could be finding like-minded people. This says no. Group 1 got yes and no too. I don't know what that no is talking about, but I'll leave it there for some of you. We have trust. And then back of the deck, it says it's up to you, which it really is. It's up to you to decide when you want to start living a more authentic life. And I think that's what Spirit is really trying to say to you today. Okay, group number 3, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your support. If you want a private reading, go ahead and email me. I offer live sessions where we can talk to each other over Zoom. I also offer pre-recorded readings where it's kind of like this and I send it back to you. But if you want answers on your own situation, definitely email me and we can book a reading together. I also have a Patreon where the viewers get to suggest the monthly readings. So there are a ton of readings on Patreon, and if you don't want to subscribe, they're also available for individual sale. There's like 30 videos on there, maybe more now. But if that's something you're interested in, go ahead and check it out. But thank you guys so much for being here. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hey guys. If you chose this Two of Wands with the Landscapes Tarot and this blue Caribbean calcite, this is your group. Hello, group number 4. I'm like forgetting because I'm just already like, what group are we on? Okay, group 4. Thank you guys so much for being here, and thank you guys for all of your support. So like I mentioned in the intro, this reading is all about what do you need to hear right now. So pretty much whatever Spirit wants to talk to you about right now in your present moment, that is what we're going to be talking about. And keep in mind, this is a timeless reading. So whenever you are finding this, it is meant for you today, for you to hear something here. So that's what we're going to be doing. I do want to say this is such a beautiful picture, this Two of Wands. It just looks like this beautiful portrait scenery of like, I don't even know, like out of a house window, like a castle window or something. It just looks so pretty. And then we just have that one singular butterfly down there, and I love it. So that's a very beautiful Two of Wands. Even this archway is making me think of like celebration, partying, not like partying, but you know what I mean? Like parties, celebration, happiness, maybe even engagement or marriage or something like that for some of you. But it feels like a very happy energy, like very a celebratory energy. So I'm going to go in with this deck right here, and this is what's going, oh, I shuffled it backwards. And this is going to give us your current energy. So if the current energy doesn't sound like you, then definitely go ahead and check out a different group. If it does sound like you, then stick around and we will get into your reading with the deck you chose. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what is group 4's current energy. And okay, I'll take both. Oh my God, literally this exactly the same as what I was saying. The Four of Wands and then the Nine of Cups, and this literally looks like party, celebration, champagne. The Four of Wands, this is not your intro card. This is the Two of Wands. Okay, it's very similar. The Four of Wands is a very happy energy. It's really crazy that both of these have pink flowers. So pink flowers could be symbolic to you in some way, or specific, or a sign about something. But I love this. And I was just saying, it looks like this is like looking out of a home, and now we're looking at a home in this image with the Four of Wands. So yeah, celebration, happiness. You could have achieved some kind of a milestone recently. With the Nine of Cups, I feel like you're very proud of yourself and you're very happy about something in your life, and almost feels like you want to celebrate with people. You're sharing the good news. You definitely, yeah, could have hit a milestone, have something to celebrate, are very happy in your life. There's a lot of emotional fulfillment right now. There's also a lot of independence as well with the Four of Wands here, 25, and then number 44 could be significant. Oh, there we go. There's one more. Flew across my desk. The Fool. Wow, you could be starting something new in your life. It's making me think of, you know, when you hit a milestone or you have achieved something and you want to celebrate, or like a better way to put it is like, say you get accepted for something, like you worked really hard and you got accepted for something, or you're getting a raise, you're getting a promotion. It's like there's something to celebrate, but it is leading you to a new beginning. For some of you, you could be moving, relocating, maybe you're graduating from school, graduating from something, leaving something behind, and you're celebrating it in order to have this new beginning. But this new beginning is also what you worked for. And that's why it's a celebratory energy, because it's like, I did it. I got here to this moment in time, and it's right around the time something else is about to happen for me. Something big. Yeah, and I was just thinking like a housewarming party, because you're starting your new life somewhere. Just celebrating you. There's a lot of independence, so it feels like you accomplished something by yourself. So again, something about a school, something about a new job, a raise, a promotion, relocation, starting a new life somewhere else. It feels very nice, but it feels like a new beginning is right around the corner, and you're celebrating the accomplishment of this new beginning. Very straightforward current energy for group number 4. But I could sense that right away with this too. Like even this just feels so happy. And it just feels like you're just celebrating something very beautiful in life. For some of you, maybe this is about like you and a partner. Maybe you guys are moving in somewhere and you're starting your new life together, and that is worth celebrating. So like an engagement or a marriage. Maybe your family is expanding in some way and you're about to start this new journey of being like a family if you have kids, or if you're expecting kids or something. There's something going on to where you hit a milestone, you're celebrating it, and it's starting a new chapter in your life. Very straightforward. That's literally all I see. So I'm just going to leave it at that. If that doesn't really sound like you, then definitely check out a different group. But if you feel like this does sound like your current energy, then let's see what Spirit wants you to know right now. What does group 4 need to hear right now? What does group 4 need to hear right now? Now, if this is not a physical celebration, then it could just be like a more internal thing. It could just be that you are very proud of yourself and very happy about accomplishing something, and it is starting this new chapter in your life. So you don't have to be like physically popping champagne with people. This could be just you with you. Like you are just acknowledging what you have accomplished and what you have done and where you are going, even if other people are not involved in this, So this celebratory energy, it could be with people, it could be you to yourself, but it just really feels like you've accomplished something big and you're very proud of yourself and you're very happy. Group 5's intro card is actually the 4 of Wands, so I wonder if there's any other messages for you in group 5. I don't know what group 5's messages are. I haven't got there yet, but maybe it's similar, maybe it's not. I don't know. Maybe check it out if you feel drawn to. Let's see. What does group 4 need to hear right now? What does group 4 need to hear right now? The High Priestess. Wow. I was about to say almost every group so far, I mean, I've only done 4, but so far every group has had such amazing positive energies. So it really feels like just the collective, like people are doing good in the collective, and I love that. Wow, you literally have the High Priestess. Okay, let me just get more cards. Let's see. What does group 4 need to hear right now? Hey, you're group 4 and this is 44. So 4s could be significant. What does group 4 need to... Okay. The 9 of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, you're finally, there's finally some stress that is being relieved. Sorry. There's stress that is being relieved. It's being taken off of your shoulders. I think that the dark times of something is over and you're stepping into the light, Because whatever it is you were working towards, whatever you were so anxious about, or whatever you're trying to accomplish, and working hard and doing all these things, definitely takes a toll on people. And I think like the hard time of something is finally done, and you're stepping into the aftermath of what the situation is, meaning now you're in the benefits, you can celebrate, you can like be proud about something. But it does feel like whatever was tough or anxious or overwhelming and all the hard work that you put into something, it does feel like that is over, and you are stepping into the happiness of the situation now. Oh my gosh. What does group 4 need to hear right now? Justice with the number 11. What does group 4 need to hear right now? Wow, you're getting so many major arcanas. We have High Priestess, we have Justice, we have Judgment. What does group 4 need to hear right now? And then you also have the Fool up there. We have the King of Swords. Let me get one more. What does group 4 need to hear right now? Can we clarify this? King of Swords, okay. We have the Hanged Man and we have the Emperor. All of the major arcana for this group. So I really do think that the tough part of some situation is over. So whether that was the hard work that went into this, the sleepless nights, the anxiety, the overwhelming energy, the what ifs, like whatever the hard part of this was, it is done. And you are now like reaping the benefits of what has happened and what you have accomplished. So again, I think that message is still very clear with what I am seeing here. With the High Priestess, well, all these major arcanas, I definitely think that you are on the right path to your purpose here on earth. So whatever this purpose is, I do think that like intuitively, you know what you're doing because you feel very called to do this. And that's why it's even more exciting, because you can just tell intuitively, I am meant to do this. So now when it is working out for you and you are achieving it, it is like 10 times better, because you're like, oh my God, like this is literally my purpose or a part of my destiny, and it's actually working out. So it's like you're believing the truth of the situation because you're proving it to yourself that like maybe this is what you are meant to be doing and your intuition was right about something. So whatever this is, I do feel like you were intuitively called to this for a very long time, and it's like you're proving it to yourself now that you are on the right path. Whatever this is, it brings so much emotional fulfillment to you. I do feel like it brings a lot of balance into your life as well, especially if there was a period where things were unbalanced and you were kind of wandering, kind of cluelessly trying to figure out your life or figure out the next situation and all that. It does feel like things are more balanced now because you have aligned yourself to something. And there's a lot of divine intervention, divine timing, divine guidance going on with this group, because the universe really wants you to get to this goal of yours because you're meant to be there. So they are doing everything they can to help you. And for some of you, you're actually seeing results quicker than you thought you would. I think you thought something would take longer, or you've been working towards this for a very long time and it's finally taking off. So it could be either of those two. Because there's this energy of like, oh, it's finally happening, or like, oh, I didn't realize the magnitude of what this would be like when it does happen. You know what I mean? I think there is still some surprising energy to it. Even if you were working towards it, you were still surprised that it is taking the effect that it's taking, or like it's so big and you didn't think it would be so big, and or you didn't think the success that comes with it would be so big. There's something like that where you're very surprised because you didn't think it would be what it is. I love Judgment here because it really feels like that is the divine talking to you, communicating with you, sending you the signs and synchronicities, and lighting the way for you. You know, to think about, like, this looks like the northern lights. It's like that lights up the whole sky, and it paves a path. And I feel like that's really what the universe is doing here with your intuition, is they're really paving this path for you so you know where you're going and you know what to do next. Even with the high priestess being out here, and she's all about our intuition and all about the subconscious and the unknown, you know, there is really this, like, you and the universe are coming out like besties, like best friends. Like, there's so much trust between you and the universe because you just know that they are guiding you somewhere, even if even if it looks different than what you thought it would be originally, or if it's taking a little bit longer, or if it took longer, or whatever it is. I think you really trust them. No matter like what or how it's playing out in the 3D, you really trust them to take you where you are meant to be. I love that we have the Hanged Man and the Emperor coming out at the same time. I think whatever this shift is, whatever is, you know, gaining momentum, whatever is changing, whatever this new beginning is that you are starting, it's going to bring you so much success, so much stability in your life, so much confidence within yourself, and it feels like the sky is the limit. Literally looking up at this Emperor, it feels like the sky is the limit, and once you start to see results, or the wheels are finally turning, you realize, oh my God, the possibility is endless. Like, I can do so much. Or like, you now have that confidence and that faith within yourself that you can keep going, that you don't have to place restrictions on yourself, and that you really can make your dreams come true, or bring things into your reality. For some of you, maybe you did wait some time, because the Hanged Man does talk about a period of rest. And even this about surrendering to the universe, it feels like maybe you've been waiting and you've been working towards this for a while, but you had to wait on the universe to kind of like you were waiting on divine timing, and maybe that divine timing took a while, and maybe you were doing your thing here for a while, but you know, the universe was on a different timeline. So it does feel like you stayed patient with it. And I think when this does give you the benefits, you're going to be very happy that you stayed patient with it up until now, because now that it's finally taking off, you're like, oh, I'm so glad I did not give up. But this is so exciting. It feels like you will have a better understanding of your purpose, of who you are, of what you're capable of, and what the universe wants you to do. And I think that really strengthens your relationship with the universe as well. But you're really turning into like an extremely stable, confident, independent person. And I think whatever it is you're building, this made me think of like an empire. It says the Emperor, but it feels like an empire. Whatever it is you're building or working towards, it'll grow. It'll turn into something really big. I can't talk today, group 4. It will turn into something really big. And I think that's what you're not realizing, or that's what's going to shock you. Like, you think you're just building something small, but then it like shoots up into like Jack and the Beanstalk, and you're just like, oh my God, like I was not expecting that. But I think the universe is also saying, stay patient. If you have not hit this celebration, if you haven't hit the milestone or the recognition or the success that you are waiting on, it will happen. So for some of you, you're already here. For others of you, you're almost there. And the universe is saying, do not give up. You're so close to that Jack and the Beanstalk moment. Like, do not give up, because you're so close. I also think this will give you a lot of financial freedom. Like, this is making me think of like Central Park in New York, or just like a big city, to where you're realizing like you have financial freedom to kind of go anywhere, or to live anywhere, or to continue doing this wherever you want. There's a lot of freedom that is coming in with this. I want to clarify this King of Swords. Can we clarify this King of Swords, please, for group 4? For some reason, this King of Swords was originally making me think of like, you are very humble and you're very down to earth. And I think that no matter where this situation takes you, and like, no matter how big or how successful or how much money you might make at some point in time, it's like, no matter how big you get, I think you will always remain humble. And I think you'll always remember that you're just like a little human being on this earth. And I think that is Spirit's way of saying that you're not going to let the success get to your head. I think you'll be very happy and very proud of yourself, but I feel like it's in your nature to be humble and to remain humble. And I just don't think that you would let like all this get to your head. I think you will always realize that there is something much greater going on around you, and you are just playing a small part in the bigger picture. And yeah, for some reason, it really made me think of like humility, somebody who's very humble, who like knows their place here on earth, or knows their place in the spiritual purpose of what's going on. And then it's interesting that we have the 10 of Pentacles, and then we got the Moon to clarify the King of Swords. And I think that with the 10 of Pentacles literally being, you know, generational wealth, leaving a legacy behind, finding lots of success and independence, especially materially, I think you will remain humble. And I think the universe wants you to remain humble. I also feel like this is them saying, especially with the Moon, that like, you don't see the full picture right now. You see the little successes and you see the little steps of what you're doing every day to get to this 10 of Pentacles, but you don't see the whole picture. Like I said earlier, you just see that it's a little seed or it's a little something that's sprouting, but you don't see that it's going to be that Jack and the Beanstalk. And I think they're really saying that you need to trust, which I'm sure you already do. But I think they're saying like, you're not ready. I almost don't even want to like say that because I feel like it's kind of intimidating. But they're almost saying to you like, you like get ready because you don't even realize the extent of something. Or you don't even realize where this can take you in life. And that it's going to be huge. And they're not revealing the whole thing to you. You know, they're just showing you little bit by little bit because they don't want to scare you. They don't want to intimidate you. And it also feels like who you are right now, you're not as confident as you will be when this is growing. Because for example, like, it just feels like you're not ready to see the whole picture, because here you are, this little person, but this is like a skyscraper, right? And if the universe was to show you this entire skyscraper right away, you're just this little person down here and you're looking up at it and you're so intimidated and you're actually scared. And now you're like, you know what? I don't think this is for me. And you're like trying to run away from it, or you're denying it, or you're psyching yourself out and you're just like, you know what? I don't think this is for me, and I don't think I can do this. And there's a fear of success, and there's a fear of the growth that this could really give you. And I think that's why the universe is just showing you little things at a time. They're showing you the first milestone. That way you're gaining confidence. And now you're like, you know what? Yeah, I'm good. I did it. I got here. And then they show you the next milestone. And then once you get to that, you're like, okay, yeah, like I'm a baddie. Like now your confidence is growing. And then they kind of take you to the next thing, and then it just gets higher and higher. And I feel like it's meant to be that kind of a growth, because you would absolutely run away from the situation if you knew just how important your life is, or important your purpose is, or just how big something is going to be in the long run. I think you would be very intimidated and run away from it. And that's why they're showing it to you little by little. So as you get to each milestone, your confidence grows a little bit. So then this doesn't seem so scary. But to little you that hasn't accomplished anything, that seems terrifying. But when you're getting a little closer, that seems more realistic. Maybe you're actually excited about that level of growth or that level of success. And I hope that makes sense. I think they're giving you enough that you can bite off of it, and they're not giving you more than you can bite off and chew, whatever that saying is. I love it. I think you are destined for really great and big things, group 4. Don't doubt yourself. And, you know, it'll be tough. It's not going to be the easiest of things, but I do think the hardest part of something is over. And I think a lot of this anxiety is just your confidence and you believing in yourself and you actually like setting your mind and like having that purpose and that determination to accomplish something. I think that this is just that fear. You know, this is that fear of success, that fear of growing, that fear of that, all of that. All the things that we want, we're actually afraid of it at first. And I think that's what this is. But Spirit is saying the moment you get out of that mentality, there is so much growth and there's just so much waiting for you. But I do think for a lot of you, the hard part of something is over. So let's get some advice. I love this energy, group number 4. Now, I hope you didn't stick around till the end if that didn't sound like you, but if it didn't, definitely check out a different group. Let's get some advice here for group 4. That was like 2 or 3 cards. What is the advice here for group 4? This is what I'm saying. Pillars of light. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. This is what I'm saying. You are absolutely evolving and your energy is rising and you are about to do some really big things, group 4. You better pop that bottle of champagne sooner than later because it's happening. Dance with life. Do something to change your energy. Maybe they want you to get started on whatever this life-changing adventure is. Maybe for some of you, it's physically dancing, like physical movements with your body. Trust your path. Oh my gosh. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? That's literally everything I've been saying. Wasn't it? Like they're giving you little by little, but if they showed you the whole thing, you would doubt it and run away from it and you wouldn't accept it. But if you knew like you were already destined for this, what would you do? And if you knew you were already going to be helped along the way, what would you do? Would you run away from it? I feel like that's very similar to what I was already saying to you guys. Let me get one more. Oh, I'll take that one. It kind of plopped out. Akash. Oh my God. It says, Akasha, your guidance is divinely guided. I just said that. I have one more deck here. Advice for group 4, please. There's something better. And I think this is the universe saying to you, this thing that your intuition is calling you to, that's what's better than maybe what you are already doing. Perfect timing. Yes, I was definitely talking about divine timing. Choose a new direction. Yeah, that actually goes really well with there's something better. So maybe for some of you, you're not on this path yet. And the universe is asking you to change and choose a new direction so you can get onto this path that you're meant to be on. And then here we have opportunity. I think that's exactly what this would feel like to you, that windfall of success. Okay, group number 4. Oh, I don't know why I keep forgetting what group you are. Group 4, thank you so much for letting me give you this reading. If you would like to have a private one-on-one session, you can book a reading with me. I do offer live readings over Zoom, and I offer pre-recorded readings where it's like this, and I send you your video back. Email me. My email is in the description below. Just let me know you want to book a reading with me. And then I also have a Patreon. If you're interested in exclusive content, the viewers on Patreon get to suggest the monthly readings. So there's a lot of videos over there. And each video is also up for individual sale. If you don't want to subscribe, but there is something that's calling out to you, then you should definitely check it out. The link to that is in the description below. But thank you so much for everything, you guys. Thank you for being here. Please like and subscribe. Have a great rest of your day or night, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye. Hey guys, if you chose this Four of Wands with this traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck and this African jade crystal, this is your group. Hello, group number 5. It's so weird to say group 5 because most of my groups just go up to group 4. So it's very weird to say group 5. But hello, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to move this deck here. And like I mentioned in the intro, this is all about what does Spirit want to talk to you about right now. So this could be messages, advice, predictions, truly anything that they want to say to you. That's what we're going to be talking about today. And this is also a timeless message. So, you know, this is finding you when it's meant to find you, and this is what you are meant to hear. So let's go ahead and see what is the current energy for group 5. That's where I want to start off. That way, you know, I know who I'm talking to, and also you can know if this is your group or not. So if it does sound like your energy, then definitely stick around. If it does not sound like your energy, then please feel free to choose something different. So let's go ahead and see what is group 5's current energy. Group 5, what is group 5's current energy? Whoa, okay. Oh, this Four of Cups in this deck always has such a sweet energy to me because it feels like counterpart energy, like two people sharing coffee in the morning, two people having a glass of wine together at the end of the day, or like it's like spending time with somebody that you care about. It's a very comfortable energy, and that actually makes sense in a way because Four of Wands does talk about a happy home life. Some of you could live with somebody, maybe live with a partner, because this always does feel like a partner, like a relationship to me. Or I guess it could be platonic, like if you have a roommate, but it feels like a very harmonious home life with somebody, and you have like a very nice like everyday routine, like maybe you guys drink coffee together in the morning, but it's like spending time with somebody or like sharing your space with somebody that you really like. The Four of Wands also talks about engagement, marriage, commitment, moving in together. So maybe for some of you, something in your relationships is evolving to the next level. But yeah, I love this Four of Cups. It's just so sweet to me. It has the number 39 on it. Let's see, what is group 5's current energy? It definitely feels like there is a partner in this group, or there is some kind of there's another energy that is coming in for group 5. And even here, there's two people standing here, two hands, two sets of cups. Group 5's current energy. The Champion of Wands, 33. This is and 333 on my time. This is the Knight of Wands. So we have the Four of Cups, Knight of Wands. Can we see what is group 5's current energy? That's interesting. There's two here as well. And then this is the Two of Pentacles. There definitely feels like some kind of a divine counterpart energy that is going on with group 5 here. So let me... because this feels like a very comfortable energy with somebody. And even the Knight of Wands, it feels like feels like this is that person. Like this is somebody in your life or somebody that you have on your mind right now. But there could be some confusion about something and you're trying to figure that out. You're trying to figure out something. Even this Two of Pentacles feels like you're questioning something, or you're trying to get to the bottom of something. The moon is an energy of like being in the dark. Like you don't have the whole picture. You don't know the whole scenario right now about what could happen or what is happening or something. You don't know the whole picture about something here, about a person. But what you do know is like this is somebody you really like. This is somebody that makes you feel very comfortable, and you like spending time with them, and you like to be in their energy. Maybe you're in a relationship with this person, but there is some like unknown. I don't know if it's that there is some divine intervention that's coming between the two people here, or if something like, yeah, like the universe throws some kind of a curveball, but there is like some unknown about your path with this person, or where this future is headed with this person. But I think you're trying to be calm about it, and you're just trying to figure it out day by day. I don't think you're rushing it, because I do think this person really means a lot to you. I think this is somebody you really look up to as well, with that Knight of Wands here. Like you really look up to this person. But I don't know what's happening. There's something. The universe threw some kind of a curveball in your way. And I think you're trying to figure out, how do I navigate this situation? Because I really like this person and maybe I want to be with them, but something is coming up and I have to figure out how to deal with it or what to do about it. For some of you, maybe this person came into your life when you weren't expecting it, and you're trying to figure out, how can I like balance everything else in my life along with this relationship? For others of you, with the moon and the Two of Pentacles, maybe there's something about career or work, or like something about distance, like something like that. That's like a physical barrier between the two of you, or something that would cause distance, like physical distance between the two of you. But it feels like you really care about this person, you really like them, and you're not ready to give up on this connection, especially if something came up. You know what I mean? This could be a million different things, but it does feel like something came up in regards to the connection, or there's something you have to figure out, and you're trying to figure out what to do, or like what to do next. And I think maybe that's what Spirit wants to talk to you about today. So if that sounds like you, and if you are going through something with somebody right now, then stick around. We'll see what Spirit has to say. But if that doesn't sound like you, then definitely check out a different group, because I will say this heavily feels like counterpart energy, as in romantic. It really does feel romantic. I don't think this would be platonic. It's like you're trying to navigate what's happening with somebody that you really like. Okay. So Spirit, what does group 5? Why do I keep forgetting what group this is? What does group 5 need to know regarding this scenario, or just what do you want them to know right now? What do you want group 5 to know right now? What do you want group 5 to hear right now? Oh my gosh, look at that. That's what I was saying. I feel like this is a very good energy. Like it's a very good relationship you have with somebody, and Spirit is really saying to you, you don't need to have doubts. Like this is your person. This is somebody you're going to have a relationship with, or a long-term relationship with them. This is the person that will give you that emotional fulfillment that you want. Because I feel like you're worried for some reason, group 5. Like I don't know what you're worried about, but Spirit is saying like this person is genuine, and there's no need to worry, or there's no need to doubt the situation, or there's no need to like be afraid if a curveball was thrown your way, because this is your person. And like you will have a long-term relationship with this person if you want to. Now I will say, I said this is a very peaceful, very calming, loving energy. So I don't think this is like a toxic relationship. I don't think this is a, you know, like this is a good relationship. And I felt that from the very beginning, even with that 4 of Wands. So if you're with somebody where it's like a toxic situation, then this is probably not your reading, because I am talking directly to people that are in a healthy relationship with somebody, but something came up, you know, and they have to figure something out. But I think if you're in an unhealthy relationship with somebody, this is probably not your reading. But yeah, I love that the Ten of Wands came out immediately. And look at this High Priestess, the Lovers. Spirit is saying, like, this is a very special this is a very special connection in your life, group 5, and you already know that intuitively. And maybe that's why you're worried about it, because intuitively you can sense, oh, I think this is my soulmate, or like, I can sense we are supposed to have a relationship. So then when something in the 3D is thrown off, or something gets in the way, or there's distance, or whatever the heck is going on, you know, we get worried because we're like, wait, I thought you were my soulmate. You know, how come X, Y, and Z is coming up and getting in the way of something, because I thought this was supposed to be a smooth ride because you're my soulmate. And I think Spirit is saying that's why you're so worried that it's not, like, something's gonna go bad or something's not gonna work out, because you can sense that, like, this is a very special soul that's in your life, a very special connection with somebody. But that's why you don't need to worry about it, because it's already planned out for you. Something is already going to work out for you. What does group 5 need to hear right now? There could definitely be some distance between the two of you, or there could be an actual period of rest. So with the Hanged Man and this unknown period that we were talking about with the moon, and trying to figure out what to do next, you guys, some of you could actually be in a separation. And again, you know me, I'm a very real, honest reader. I would never lie about this topic. So the fact that I'm saying it, I do think some of you are in a separation, you're in a period of rest, or there again is something that's getting in the way right now, where there's distance between the two of you, maybe physical distance, maybe energetic distance, but it does feel like something is on pause right now. And maybe that's why you're thinking about it, you're reminiscing about it, you're missing them, or you're trying to figure out, what do I do next? And that's also where that stress comes in, because you're like, wait, I think this is my soulmate, I think we're supposed to have a relationship together, all the signs and synchronicities and my intuition is pointing back to this person, so why are we in a period of rest? You know, and I think Spirit is saying to you, this is happening for a reason. There is a reason you're in some stagnation, there is some distance between the two of you, there's a reason something is not moving as fast as you want it to, but you have to have faith that, like, this is your person and you would eventually kind of, you know, move forward in some way. What does group 5 need to hear right now? So many major arcana. Yeah, and look at that. You're sad. You're really sad about something, because even with the Sun in the reverse and the 5 of Cups, it's like you're sad because something is just not moving the way you want it to, or you're receiving some kind of a outcome or a detour, a curveball, whatever you want to call it. It's like something is happening and you're not that happy about it. And that's that unknown that you're currently going through about this person that you really like. And I think Spirit is saying you need to have faith and you need to have patience and you need to allow what is happening to happen in its own time, because something is moving slowly, but it is supposed to be moving slowly. And I think that they want you to actually, like, learn something during this separation, or like understand why something is happening the way it is, or why there's distance, or why this curveball happened. Like, there's a greater purpose to all of this, and I think that's what they want you to figure out. And they want you to have that perspective shift, because instead of viewing this like a, oh my gosh, I'm losing my soulmate, I'm so sad, I'm so upset, like everything's ruined, like, instead of having that negative mindset, they want you to have a perspective shift, and they want you to understand and ask yourself, why is something happening right now? Why is there distance? Why did this happen? What am I meant to learn? And what are they meant to learn right now? How am I meant to grow and evolve right now during this period? So I think you need to, like, kind of learn something from it and have that perspective shift about the situation. Because Spirit is saying you don't need to be as sad as you are. For some of you, you could actually still be in an active relationship with this person, but like there was a curveball. And I think the best example I can give you is like distance. So say if like you're in a relationship with this person, maybe you're in a marriage, or maybe you're living with them and you're in this relationship with somebody. I just saw 1111 on the time. But then say they have to like go somewhere else to work. So now it suddenly becomes a long distance relationship, and it like it throws off their routine, it throws off your everyday coffee in the morning and drinks at night. It throws off your lifestyle with this person. But Spirit is saying, just because they maybe have to go somewhere to work, or you know, now your relationship is changing from what it used to be, it doesn't mean it's ending. It just means something is just changing, and it's a temporary change. It's not a it's not a long-term change. It's a temporary change. It's not forever. So that's another reason for some of you, they're saying there's no need to be so upset, because something here is temporary. You're still with them for some of you, you know, like you're still actively in a relationship with them, and it's okay to be sad because something is changing, but just know that it's not forever. I think for some of you, you're really taking it like this is forever. Oh, even here, there's 2 boats. And there's so much major arcana, and you literally have the Lovers and the 10 of Cups. So, you know, Spirit is really saying this relationship is very special, and you're 2 souls that are meant to be together. So just because something is happening, or there is a curveball, or there is distance, or the stagnation, it does not mean that the relationship is over, or that it is ending, or that it's a permanent situation, because it's temporary. That just slapped me in the face. That just like came up, just like literally hit me in the face and fell back down. Okay. I love it. Another major arcana. I think Spirit is bringing out so many major arcana cards because they want you to realize like this is a very special connection, and it's not going anywhere. And I think you need to find a way to be happy regarding the situation and with what's going on. You have to be happy. Because it's still here, and it is still here for you, or it will come back to you. And you guys, there's a lot of positivity. There is a lot of forward movement within this connection. It will take its own time, but there's so many like positive signs. And I wouldn't lie to you, and I wouldn't tell you something that's not true. Like, that's not what I'm seeing. So the fact that I'm saying to you, like, yeah, like this is a good connection with somebody. This is somebody you're meant to be with. So don't freak out if there is something getting in the way right now. We see the 2 of Wands at the bottom of the deck, and I also think Spirit wants you to kind of like distract yourself. Oh, you can't see it in the frame, but they want you to like not distract yourself, but like do something else. There's a card in this oracle deck that I'm using today, but it says, I saw it earlier, so it says do something to change your energy. And I feel like right now you're really dwelling on what you don't have, or you're really dwelling on the changes, or on the sadness, or the things that's making you upset. And I think they're saying do something to change your energy. You know, like pick up a hobby, or like go do something else, you know, put your energy somewhere else, so that way, even in the time being, you're not so consumed by what's making you upset about this. And to kind of just like do your own thing for a little bit, or yeah, pick up a new hobby or a new skill, or hang out with friends, collaborate. You know, I think whatever it is, you're putting a lot of your energy into this situation. And there's a quote that I love that says, wait, what does it say? It says, energy flows where attention goes. And I think that's so true, because the more you put your attention onto this, that's where all your energy is going to go to. And I think Spirit is saying you need to put your attention somewhere else, or to other things, so your energy can flow to other things, and then this won't seem like such a big deal in the moment. Okay, let me get you some advice. I would be really surprised if that card I was just talking about comes up, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised because that's what your reading is about. But let's see, what is the advice here for group number 5? Keepers of the earth, you are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. Unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. Deep replenishment, retreat, rest, and be held. This one says, woman, warrior, have you answered your deepest calling? And then this actually came out with another one. It says, inner temple, devotion, tune into the portal of your heart. Any other advice here for group number 5? If you believe, yeah, have faith, be positive. We have forgiveness. And then recovery. Okay, for some of you, you could definitely be going through a breakup or an actual separation from this person, because we have recovery, we have releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives, meaning you're cutting yourself away, cutting something out. We have, you know, pretty much a period of rest, retreat, rest, and be held. Tune into the portal of your heart. So yeah, for some of you, if you're going through a breakup or separation, Spirit is really encouraging you to heal and kind of focus on yourself right now. But like, there's this energy of like, have faith that this is somebody that is meant to come back around into your life. Okay, group number 5, thank you so much for letting me give you this reading. If you want a personal reading for your situation, definitely send me an email. My email is in the description below. We can have a one-on-one session where we talk to each other, or I can send you a recorded reading if you would like. So if you want to book something with me, please email me and we can figure that out. If you are interested in more content and exclusive content, definitely check out Patreon. The viewers on Patreon get to suggest the monthly reading. So there's literally a ton of readings on Patreon, and yeah. And each reading is also available for individual sale. If you're not interested in the subscription, that is totally okay. But if something is calling out to you, definitely go ahead and check that out over there. But thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for being here. Have a great rest of your day or night, wherever you are, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye. Hey guys, if you chose this 9 of Pentacles with this honey calcite and the Neoteric Feminine Tarot, this is your group. Hello, group number 6. I cannot believe we're at group 6. I pretty much never say that, so thank you so much for being a part of this group. Like I mentioned in the intro, this is all about what does Spirit want you to hear right now in your present moment. And I just love this 9 of Pentacles. I mean, this is just such a nice energy. I mean, she is just living her best life in a very confident energy, in a very beautiful outfit. Just, there's so much independence, there's so much security, there's material security, there's just this foundation that this person has built for themselves. And it's just so independent as well. And I just love it. I mean, this person is just thriving. And I feel like this person is very happy with the life that they have built for themselves. And it's very optimistic about the future. So I really love that as your intro card. So let's get right into it. So let me move all this over. I have this deck right here, and this is what we're going to start off with for an energy check. If you feel like this sounds like you, then definitely stick around and we will get more information on what Spirit wants to talk to you about with the deck you chose. If this does not sound like you, then definitely check out a different group. I will say so far, every reading has been so positive today. So I wonder if, you know, there's just a lot of positivity going on in the collective, or a lot of people are just figuring things out, which is so great. Let's see, what is group 6's current energy? What is group 6's current energy here with the 9 of Pentacles? the Ace of Pentacles. What is group 6's current energy? Oh my gosh, another ace, the Magician. Wow. With the number 64 on that card, but it is an ace because it's the number 1. Okay, perfect. And the Elder of Pentacles 77, that is the King of Pentacles. It definitely feels like you're doing very well financially, or with your foundation, your stability right now, group 6, you're doing really well in your current energy. And I think because of that, you're ready to try something new, or just like spice it up a bit, shake it up a bit, you know? It feels like you're just kind of ready to take on a new challenge, something new, just to like, yeah, just to kind of stimulate you a little bit, or to get you going, get you like working on something, get you to like get yourself out there again. Because there is this level of comfort, but I almost feel like it is too comfortable to where you just want to do something new. You want to just like spice it up a bit. But I do feel like with the Elder of Pentacles and this Nine of Pentacles, your intro card, you're doing really well for yourself. You probably are doing well in your career, or with where your life is headed right now, your independence, your self-sufficiency, even your relationship with yourself. I think energetically, mentally, emotionally, physically, you're doing really well in life. And I think that maybe you're just a little bored because things are going well, and like you just kind of want to do something new, and just to shake it up a bit because things are going so well. It also feels like maybe you've been working on something for a very long time. I apologize for the garage. Working on something for a long time, and it's been doing well for a while, and you kind of just want to do something new. I think that's just what it is. I think this could be, you know, so many different scenarios, but I think this energy boiled down is just group 6 is doing really well, but they've been in the same routine, doing the same thing for a while, and group 6 kind of just wants to shake it up and do something new. You know, start a new project, start a new hobby, start maybe even a new career venture, maybe something about your environment, maybe changing up your environment, maybe relocating. It's just something like you just want to shake it up and do something new because you've just been in the same routine for a very long time. But it feels like a good routine. It does not feel bad. I think you're very happy, you're very emotionally fulfilled, you're very just energetically fulfilled with what you are doing, and I think you are aligned to what you are meant to be doing. But I think we all need to spice it up a little bit here and there, you know what I mean? And I think that may be where this energy is coming from. But yeah, I love it. It's very straightforward. I don't sense anything else for this group. Maybe for some of you, there's something about traveling that is involved. Like maybe you want to travel somewhere new and really like stimulate your mind, and maybe like meet a different culture, like get to know a different culture, meet new people in that culture, maybe even learn a new language, or just explore something, really put yourself out of your current environment. I just feel like you really want to learn and you really want to grow and evolve right now. I think you've just been stagnant, even though it's a good stagnant and life is good. I just think you want to come out of that stagnant energy and just try something new and just feel passionate about something again. Find something that sparks you up again. I think it's just been a while that you've come out of your routine. And I do think there's a lot of independence coming through, so it feels like you could be single, and maybe for some of you, you want to spice it up a bit by like dating again, or, you know, putting yourself out there, or finding somebody, or even like if it's casual, or maybe for something more. It does feel like you've been in the independent era for a while, and maybe you're open to letting somebody into your life in that way, or trying something new, exploring something in the sense of relationships. But yeah, I think that's what's coming through. You want to try something new, come out of this stagnant energy, and just stimulate yourself in a new way that you haven't been in a while. Take that stimulation however it makes sense to you. Okay, so then, okay, there's the garage again. It's fine, I can't complain. I live at home with my mom. I can't complain, it's fine. I tell myself that, right? Like, move back home for it to be cheaper, but at what cost? I don't know. Okay, let's get into it. So if that doesn't sound like you, definitely check out a different group. But if it does sound like you, then let's get into it. Now, I guess another way I could interpret these cards is you are manifesting a new beginning for yourself, which I guess that would kind of be the same thing of what we were talking about. But I guess maybe for some of you, you're manifesting that stability if you're not there already. I do think for a lot of you, you are there because this is your current energy. But for some of you, you could be trying to manifest that stability and that, you know, independence and that financial freedom that we were just talking about. But I think more so for a lot of you, you're already in this energy and you just want to do something to spice up your life a little bit. So let's just see what is the message that you want group 6 to hear right now. Let's see, what does group 6 need to hear right now, Spirit? What does group 6 need to hear right now? The 5 of Wands. What does group 6 need to hear right now? 6 of Cups. I do think you need to get out of your routine, because with the 5 of Wands, you know, this can talk about conflict. It can also talk about like mental conflict. And I feel like a lot of times the way I interpret 5 of Wands is like us to ourselves. Like we are causing that mental conflict or that overthinking within ourselves. So it feels like, and the 6 of Cups talks about familiarity. It can talk about our past. It can talk about what we are used to. And in this sense, it's feeling like you staying in that everyday routine, even if it's a good routine and even if you're living a good life, you know, whatever it is, it just feels like the longer you stay in that routine that is unfulfilling and you just want to change something up, the longer you stay in that routine, it's just causing internal conflict within yourself. Because I think you could be getting annoyed, you could be, you know, getting upset, you could be kind of frustrated. And it feels like Spirit is saying the way for you to get out of that is to kind of break out of that routine, like break out of the thing that's causing you that in the first place. Like say you kind of just do the same thing every single day. Then Spirit is saying, well, let's find something to change that up so that way we're not feeling so frustrated during those moments. I hope that makes sense. We have the Hermit. Can we clarify the Hermit? Queen of Cups. For some of you, with the Knight of Cups. For some of you, if you like work for somebody, like you work in a business or you just like have a job like we all do, if you like go to a physical job every day, there is a need for you to like take a little vacation or just do something to get yourself out of that everyday routine, especially if it's starting to frustrate you or, you know, little things are starting to kind of annoy you from time to time. I think Spirit is saying that it's okay to withdraw. It's okay to kind of, these do not want to stay straight. It's okay to withdraw, or it's okay to kind of take some time for yourself and yeah, like go on a little trip, go on a little vacation, do something to kind of change that everyday routine. And like, it's okay to do that. Like take time for yourself so you can almost like be rejuvenated. Because it almost feels like I don't think that the energy is tough or there's something like really crazy going on with group 6's energy. I just think you're just feeling a little drained. And I think that the moment you are rejuvenated and you kind of have that spark back, I think, you know, it'll literally fix all your problems. It almost feels like hangry. You know, when, like, this happens to me all the time. I get very hangry. So I get very angry when I'm hungry. Like, when I'm really hungry, I'm, like, not nice. Um, but that's what it feels like. It feels like, well, because the only solution is to just eat something. And the sooner you eat something, the sooner you'll feel better. But that's what it feels like. It feels like there's some frustration within your everyday routine. And Spirit is saying, well, in order for you to fix that, just get out of your routine for a little bit and then come back and you'll be rejuvenated and you'll be fine. Because I don't think your actual routine needs fixing. Like, I don't think you need a new job. I don't think you need a new lifestyle. I don't think you need to, like, rebrand, because it feels like you're doing very well, or you're in something that's very good and healthy for you. You're in a healthy lifestyle and a healthy routine, but it's like being hangry. You just need a little fix. And once you feel better, then you can come back and get back to appreciating it and loving it the way you always have. Does that make sense? So you just need something to just kind of get you to step away from it. And maybe this is doing something on your own. Again, a little vacation, a little spa day, a little girls' day, a little whatever. Like, whatever it is that'll make you feel better about stepping out of that routine. I think it's like it could be such an easy fix. Let's clarify this Knight of Cups. I'm hearing a quote that I actually have to remind myself a lot, so I'm going to share it with you. And I always say, don't mistake peace for boredom. And I say that all the time to myself, because especially when, like, things are really good, I get kind of bored and I'm like, well, I'm just kind of doing the same thing every day and there's, like, nothing interesting or nothing to spice it up. But then I have to remind myself, like, I'm actually just bored, you know, and my life is peaceful. So then it's like I get bored, but then there's nothing to fix. I think that's what I'm trying to say, is like, you think that there's something that needs to be a much bigger fix, but it could be such a little fix. You know what I mean? This Knight of Cups, please, for group 6. Two of Wands. That makes sense. I really think Spirit is just kind of repeating themselves right now, because this literally says planning, first steps, making decisions, leaving comfort. This is probably something you're in a comfort zone, and taking risks. Yeah, I think eventually you're just going to want to go somewhere, or to just do something that changes up your current energy. I think that that's kind of the advice, and that's what I'm seeing, is you're just in a very comfortable routine. But I think, just like being hangry, the longer you stay in something that's frustrating, it's just going to add to that frustration. But I don't think Spirit is saying you need anything crazy, or you don't need a huge change. You just need something little. So yeah, definitely going on a trip, having a vacation, having a day to yourself, spoiling, pampering yourself. Especially if you have kids, you could maybe want to kind of like have a day away from your kids, or have a weekend away from your kids, or just whatever it is that gets you out of your routine and gives you that spark back and makes you feel refueled and rejuvenated again. I think that is what is being advised of you to do. Because it's not a bad life. Like, that's what it keeps coming back to. It just feels like you're just bored. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles again. Three of Wands, bottom of the deck. Momentum, confidence, expansion, growth, looking ahead. Yeah, I just think that you just need to plan something and just go do something. You know, it's like you're just kind of bored, or you just need something to spice up your current energy and bring you out of your routine. And Spirit is saying that's totally fair. It's normal, and they want you to take a break. They want you to get out of your routine. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think that's literally it. It's very straightforward for group 6. There's not really much more for me to say. Take some time off, take time for yourself, go on a vacation, eat some food, and that will literally fix everything. That is what I see in your current energy. Just something new to bring some life back into your life. I'm hearing, even if it's in like your hometown and it's not a vacation or something, just doing something new, going to new places, maybe mingling with people, meeting up with friends, just like doing something to get you out of your house or out of your everyday routine. What? Oh my God, I'm literally like at a loss for words. It says star seed. It says what lights you up. Wasn't I just saying that this is you wanting something more in life right now because you're bored or because you just want to change up your life and change up your routine? And it literally says what lights you up. And I said that earlier. I was like, you want that spark. Like, you want something to light you up. I literally said that. Like, this totally feels like the energy of somebody who is super independent, works a 9 to 5, loves your life, like has a good life, making good money, has independence, but you just want to break out of that routine. Or like a stay-at-home mom, or, you know, and you just want to break out of that routine for a day. Council of Light, divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realm. Soul family, call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. Another group got both of these. Let me get one more. Take this one because it kind of flipped over. Yes, just say yes. Have that girls' night. Go do that thing that you want to do. Have that day off. Or if somebody invites you to something and it like changes up the routine, you should say yes. Let's see, let me get some advice for group 6. We have be assertive. Maybe you need to demand a day off. Listen to your intuition. Ask for help from others. Hey, and you got soul family too, so it's very possible maybe somebody will help you with something. Okay, group number 6, thank you so much for letting me give you this reading. I really love your energy. Please go and have a great time doing whatever it is that gets you out of your routine. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your support. If you want a private reading, you can go ahead and email me. My email is in the description below. You can just let me know you want to book a reading. I offer one-on-one readings on Zoom so we can like talk to each other. And then I also offer pre-recorded readings if that's something you're interested in as well. So yeah, go ahead and check that out. And I have a Patreon if you're interested in exclusive content. The viewers on Patreon get to suggest a monthly reading. So if that's something you're interested in, go ahead and check it out. That's also in the description below. And on Patreon, you have the subscription, which is like a monthly thing, but each reading is also up for individual sale, and there's like 30 plus readings up there, so there's a lot. So if there's anything you're drawn to, you don't have to subscribe. You can just buy that one reading if you would like. But thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your support, you guys. Take good care of yourself. Have a great rest of your day or night wherever you are, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.